Salwite, good morning, guys. Today I'm going to explain how to do this activity. We're going to review one of the basic skills you learned in Latin 1. That's how to conjugate in the present tense. We're going to do all conjugations. Latin has 4 conjugations, and there's some irregular verbs, the verb to be and the verb to be able at the end. All right, so I've included the endings for the present tense. This is the present active tense. I don't believe you guys got to the passive last year, but excuse me. All right, so O corresponds to I, S corresponds to you, T, he, she, it, MUS, we, TAS, you, NT, they. All right, so this is the doc that you will fill out. We're going to do the first one together here. So first conjugation verbs, they have ARE, that's how you tell they're first. And here I've listed the verb to love in its principal parts, only the first 2. That's all you need to do this activity. So amo, amare. Amare is what you look at to tell its first conjugation. That's the infinitive. And so the O ending that's on the first principal part of all verbs is this form right up here for the present tense. And so you're going to go ahead and put that right in the box, amo, and you're going to put the English, which corresponds to I love. Okay, you're in the present tense, so it's happening right now. So I love or I am loving. And then the trickiest part about the present tense is what vowel you use to connect. So first conjugation verbs, they connect the endings with an A. Okay, you're using what's called the stem of the first principal part. So that's everything but the O. And then you're using that linking vowel. And for the purposes of speed, I'm only going to put the Latin here so you can see it. I don't want this video to be too long. All right, so I connected all those endings up here with an A. I love, this would be you love. He, she, it loves. Please write out the he, she, it. We love, you love, and they love. Okay. So then there's another verb, first conjugation verb to do. You'll do the same thing. You'll connect the stem with an A. All right, sorry. Okay, then there's second conjugation. You can tell a verb is second conjugation by the E with a long mark or a macron. And just to give you an idea here, you'll do moneo. You always do the first principal part that goes right there, and that's I worn. And then to connect, you're going to do ES. Okay. So a little bit different. The E does appear in the first principal part, but you just do the E and it continues through. So second conjugation uses an E to connect the same endings, and it translates the same. I worn, you worn, and so on. You do not need to put the long mark in the verb form. You only need to put the long mark if you're in the infinitive form. So you would continue through with that. I'll leave that moneo. Another second conjugation verb to do. Okay, then things get tricky when you get to the third conjugation. Okay, now I've included a reference sheet so you can see, but the vowels here are a little bit different. So you can identify third conjugation by the E without the long mark. So it's just ERE, but you don't use an E in the present tense. So what you wind up doing, and maybe I'll include this here, I'll include the vowels here for the first one. So it's still the O, then you connect with an I. Can't connect with an E because it would look like second conjugation. And you keep going with the I, and you guys will connect these to the stem, but I think I'm going to leave this here on the doc just so you can see the vowels here. All right, and so you're going to connect them to the stem. You're going to continue with the I to connect the same endings, but what's tricky about third is that you don't do an INT, you do a UNT. And Latin will typically do that. If any chart uses an I, a verb chart, it goes to a U at the end. Like if you remember bobis bit, bimus bitus, bunt, the future tense. All right, you'll do the same thing for scribo. You have 3 third conjugation verbs to do. Duco, do the same thing. All right, then third IO and fourth conjugation. You may remember this from last year. I grouped them together because they look exactly the same in the present tense. The only tricky thing about them, and it's the same vowels, but there's an I present in the stem. So facio is what you start with. You always start with the first principal part. And you would do I make or I do. And the rule of thumb is you never repeat the I. So facus is you do, same vowel as regular third conjugation. But the tricky thing is down here, you want to keep the I because it's technically part of the stem. Then you add the UNT. Okay? And then so you would do the rest of these blocks with just the I. And same goes for fourth conjugation. Okay? Hope you guys can follow along. There might be a lot of questions. Okay, then irregulars. You guys only just really have to, if you remember them, that's great. These have their own forms. And so let me show you guys the couple of attachments that I'm going to put on the assignment. I will attach the forms of to be and to be able. Just open this real quick. What's going on with the Chromebook? It's been very slow. All right, so there's a lot of verb forms on this particular reference sheet. You only need to take a look at up here. So here's the present tense of to be. It's listed singular on top of plural, but it's, I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they. All right, so you're just going to copy this into the chart, and then the English, it's I am, you are, he, she, it is, and so on. And then the verb to be able, same thing, it's just right here, the present tense. Okay, and once again, it's the singular on top of the plural, so it's set up a little bit different. And I am able, you are able, and so on. Okay, so you're just going to copy that over. And then I'm also including, if you need to check that you're doing them correctly, these are all verb forms, all tenses, for all conjugations. Just try to zoom in here. So this is present tense, and it's listed by conjugation. So this is first conjugation. You can see the A vowels. Second conjugation, you can see the E vowels connecting. Third, you can see the I's and then the U at the end. Third IO, you can see the I's and then the IU at the end. And then fourth conjugation. So if you want to check your work, you're really just looking up here, and you can check that you're using the right vowels to connect those endings. Okay, that's it. Let me know and remind if you have any questions. And okay, hopefully, this is a pretty basic thing from last year. And hopefully you remember how to do it. Okay, let me know. See ya. Good luck.